What's going on, guys? So, as you know, right now it's quarter four. It's the best time to be in e-commerce, or it's the best time to get into the business because this is where the most money is made. Every year, this is, historically the biggest earning, few months and the biggest quarter of the year. Because as you know, we have Black Friday coming up a couple weeks from now, and directly right after that, we have Christmas, which are two of the biggest spending days by consumers year after year. And I'm not sure about Christmas by heart, but I know Black Friday, historically, we have about a curve of 40 to 45 billion dollars getting spent during that single week alone every year. And there's going to be a lot of people making a lot of money, and hopefully you guys can too. I have a plan and I have a strategy for Black Friday that's going to make me $20,000 in profit from one of my stores that I've been running for a few months now during Black Friday alone. Now, some people try to set unrealistic beliefs, and some people try to come on here on YouTube and be like, yo, if you buy my course right now, you're going to be able to make six figures for Black Friday. You're going to be able to make millions of dollars. But the people that chase, those big numbers, some of them that might have a big win, sure, but a lot of them are going to have a big fall. And they try to push money, and they try to push, these unproven strategies into a business model that they don't trust yet and that it hasn't been proven. So I like to make sure the way I'm doing things are reliable, and I wouldn't be sharing something with you guys if I was just, planning on you guys losing a bunch of money, and if this wasn't something that's able to be replicated. But I want to keep it pretty small. I want to do $20,000 in profit this week in Black Friday. I know it's not small, but in the world of online e-commerce gurus and course sellers, 20,000 profit seems small, but trust me, it's a lot of money and it's repeatable. So I want to give you guys a strategy that you can copy and you can use for your own business that has nothing to do with my personal brand, has nothing to do with, how big my stores are, how much money you have to invest. It's just a simple SOP that you can copy and follow for your own brand. And hopefully you guys can make $20,000 too, or potentially even more if it goes well. I like to underpromise and overdeliver. That's why, I keep the numbers small. I keep the results real. And I'm telling you guys what I've done year after year. So I'm not telling you, do this, you'll make 100 grand, because I don't know, but you could. So, first thing, when you're trying to get ready for Black Friday, assuming you aren't already in e-commerce, assuming this is your first time really getting into this business, not a problem if you are, but product selection. There's a big pool of misinformation online that tells you guys, for Black Friday, it's coming up right around the corner. You got to sell Thanksgiving products. You got to sell Christmas products. And these products, they're seasonal, right? So obviously during Black Friday, there's going to be a lot of people interested in Christmas products, gifts, that kind of stuff. Thanksgiving right now, sure, it's popular. And there's always a trend that comes around this time of year for both of these, niches, but it's not sustainable. You might be able to make $10,000, $20,000 for Black Friday on a Christmas product, but as soon as Christmas passes, you are done and the store's over, and now you got to figure out something else. And what's harder than finding a winning product for the first time is it's letting that die off with a guaranteed die-off rate and having to do it all again, So don't risk your store going out of business and, losing sales with a 100% probability. And I would never sell seasonal products. I've done it before and I would never do it again. When you're finding a product, if you guys have followed me for a while, this is probably going to sound like a broken record here, but it's because it works. Product research. So what you guys are looking for, if I can spell, is first, problem solving. I'll go over these all in a second. But next is large, semi-large pool, wow factor, use in demo, results, timeline. Okay, so when you're finding a product or you're out there looking for a product on these platforms, these are the things you want to be primarily looking out for. First, you want to make sure your product is problem solving. And this is probably the biggest factor out of all of these, because this is what's going to take you from a product that people think about or a product that people think is cool, interesting, they might buy it, to something people are literally begging you to buy. And urgency and, back-end revenue and all that stuff is going to be significantly higher on people that sell products like this. What I mean by problem solving is a product that can benefit someone's life. Okay? So if you guys are out here selling, what's an example? There. If you guys are out here selling Post-it notes, cool. It's useful if you have a super cool invention like a Post-it notes holder, a plastic tray for my desk. It's cool, right? but that doesn't solve a problem in my life, because if it's cluttered or I don't like how the notes look on my desk, I could put them in a drawer. It's not going to be something problem solving. But what a problem solving product really is let's say I'm overweight. Okay. Let's say I'm 350 pounds and, my health is deteriorating. I can't do cardio. I can't walk. I have a hard time breathing and I have these problems, but you sell this product. Let's say you're selling this, GLP patches. GLP-1, it's a product that's been going viral for a long time. It's, a mix of like an appetite suppression product plus like a fat burner. And there's little patches, organic, completely natural, that you put on your skin. It suppresses your appetite, promotes weight loss and helps you, overcome those bad habits. And that product, if you advertise it the right way, and if you market that product to be like, in a user-generated review, I was overweight, I was this, I have this problem, but then I found these products, the GLP-1 patches, and now, I've been losing weight, I've been losing 10 pounds a month, I've been feeling better, my doctor says I'm doing way much better cardiovascularly, all this stuff. People are going to have an emotional connection to your product now because they see results firsthand from the review or the advertisement, to where now they want to buy that product themselves, And a good example of that would be GLP-1. So here's exactly a bunch of stores selling this exact same product. And as you can see, you put it on your skin and they're doing a subscription order. People are buying over and over again. It's completely natural. You can see all the stuff here. Helps with cravings, no side effects. Awesome, right? Super, super good product to sell because it solves somebody's problem. And you can find a problem-solving product for anything. But the key to finding a product that solves a problem is not just by looking at products, because it's going to be harder. First, you want to think of problems, right? So what are some major problems that people might have? First, obesity, obviously, that's a big one. Then we have poor sleep. We have hair loss, looks, safety and security. So it's kind of going deeper on like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if you guys haven't seen the hierarchy of needs before, basically it's a triangle of the needs in someone's life. And it goes in order from how likely someone is to buy a product relating to this versus, going to the least, from highest to least, what people will buy the most of. And I'm kind of going deeper and breaking that down into specific problems that products can solve. And like I said, it can be obesity. People can have bad sleep. If you can sell a product to fix that, if you can sell a product to bring back hair loss, looks, safety and security. The thing is, every single one of these problems, they have expensive solutions. Obesity. There's surgeries you can get for this. There's private trainers, private chefs. You can get all these things and you can pay for that. You can pay a lot of money and do it. Poor sleep. You can get a sleep apnea test. You can buy a, $10,000 Tempur-Pedic bed that adjusts itself while you're sleeping. Hair loss. Go to Turkey, get a transplant. Looks. That's just an insecurity problem. That's something, you can learn the stuff yourself. Safety and security. If we go to the complete extreme, you can hire 24-hour security at your house if you want, But the reason that these people are going to be interested in this product is because if they knew about these paid solutions, which they do, they would have bought them if they wanted to. And they haven't bought these solutions because either too expensive, too inconvenient, or just doesn't fit their lifestyle. So the products you sell are going to be simple, cheap solutions that get your customers to give you their money because you're ideally going to give the same or similar result to these super expensive problems for 1/2 of the price, or 1/3 of the price, maybe even less, right? So that's what you're going to be looking for in a product. Now, this is exactly what I did for Black Friday. These products year round always sell the best, and I promise you Black Friday is going to be no different at all. It's going to work and it's going to sell. So like I said, the first thing you guys want to make sure you're following when you're looking for a product is make sure it's problem solving. When you're looking at products, this is very important, and just refer back to this. You can screenshot it if you want or anything. Now we have to move on to a product that has a large/semi-large pool of your audience. Now, before I move on to this real quick, one thing I do want to do again, I did a live event a few months back and showed you guys a strategy I used for one of my stores. You guys really liked it, so it's something I kind of want to do a little bit more. So basically everything I'm talking about in this video, I'm just going to explain step by step what I would do for Black Friday and what I am actively doing. But what is exciting about this is in 3 days from now, on November 8th, I'm hosting a completely free event where I'm going to take everything that I'm doing and telling you guys about in this video, and I'm going to do it live. I'm going to put all the pieces together in a live class where I'm going to allow 500 people to join. It's going to be kind of like a one-on-one coaching call. You can ask questions in the chat. I'll help you out. I'll answer them, get your questions answered. And this is going to be the biggest opportunity for you guys to actually see money this Black Friday, because sure, this video is going to tell you about what to do, but it's not going to walk you through how to do it. And I'm not going to make a 2-hour video here on YouTube. So I just want to do one big coaching call where I can get real feedback and real experience from you guys live. And that is going to be the first link in the description. It is 100% free, no obligations, no paying, nothing. It's just click the link, sign up, show up on the 8th, and we're going to have a great time. And on this event, one of you guys is going to be getting a full ride scholarship into a one-on-one program with me. So I'm going to pick one of you guys that are active and engaged in the chat, and I'm going to take you in under my wing for Black Friday. I'm going to pick your product. I'm going to make your store for you. I'm going to make your ads, and I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step ad strategy, the exact same way I'm doing my own store, and help you guys get guaranteed money basically, because I'm literally going to be doing the business for you. And this is something I've never done before in the past, but Q4, Black Friday, and Christmas is so important in this business, where I want to give one of you guys the opportunity to go ahead and see results with that. But like I said, you won't regret it. It's completely free, and there is 500 seats available. I think now there's only about 150 or 200 left. So go ahead and check out that link in the description. Sign up. If you don't want to show up, you don't have to. But moving on back to the video here, what I mean by a large, semi-large pool is you're looking at your TAM. So TAM, T-A-M, TAM stands for total addressable market. So this is your kind of like your ideal customer. Okay. So how much of a market and how many customers in your ideal market are here for your product? So let's say we chose a product that helps obesity. Let's stick with those GLP-1 patches. We're selling those. What is our total addressable market? Thankfully, obesity is a really common problem. I mean, not in a good way. I'm just saying for the product. So if we search up total addressable market, let's see how many Americans are obese 2025. So 37% of Americans are obese. So that is approximately 120 million adults. So our total addressable market here would be 120 million people. Okay. And that is a really easy metric to find out. So now we know that this product has enough people and it has enough fit in the market to work, because there's 37% of Americans, 120 million people that haven't fixed this problem. Half of those people probably aren't even motivated right now to fix that problem. They're not motivated to eat better. They're not motivated to go to the gym. So if you give them a product that makes things pretty much simple for them, that's a lot of people. So we could even estimate 60 million. That's a lot of people. And that's just the USA. If we look at total global, I mean, we're probably talking hundreds, if not billions of people, a billion maybe. So 120 million people. But this is also really important, because if you have a good product that solves a good problem, but you don't have an addressable market, you're not going to be able to see results. I had one of my students come to me the other week. He wanted help finding a product because it wasn't getting sales. And his product was a anti-wart cream for the bottom of your dog's foot pads. Okay, it does solve a problem, but you guys probably don't even understand what I'm talking about right now, because it's such a niche problem. And how many dogs in the world with owners that have money and want to spend money have those dogs that have warts on the bottom of their feet that are bothering them and giving them issues, that don't go to the vet and want to buy something online for it? I'm going to tell you less than probably a couple 10,000 maybe in all the US, maybe. So if you're spending $1,000 a day on ads and you're getting an average dollar per click, you're going to be spending probably a few $100s per sale at the minimum, because there just isn't enough people that are seeing this product that are going to buy it. So that's why your total addressable market is really important, because you need people to be able to see your product, and you need enough volume of people that are active on Instagram and Facebook every single day that are willing to purchase. Okay, I'm going to blow through these last ones so I don't waste a bunch of time here. Next is going to be wow factor. So when you're looking for a product, it needs to have some kind of shock value to it, because if you show somebody, I got this green tea, if you guys want to buy it, I'm running a 20% off discount, who cares? They're going to scroll right past the video because there's nothing interesting about it. I bought it at CVS, so why would I buy it from a dropshipper for 20% more? So you have to have a product that they haven't seen before, something that's interesting, something that looks good and solves a big problem in their life. One thing that I always like to tell my students regarding the wow factor is if you can walk into a Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and you can buy that product on the shelves, do not sell it, because there isn't enough shock value in that product to make people genuinely interested. Okay? So keep that in mind. Next is use in demo. This is where a lot of people get stuck. Okay? So a lot of people try to sell products initially, like supplements, creams, this kind of stuff that you got to take for a long period of time to start seeing results. The issue with that is, yes, they're good products, and yes, they can make millions of dollars a month. But when you're first starting out, especially if you guys are beginners, it's going to be really hard to market a product and learn the basics of marketing that product if you can't genuinely use the product in a demo. So what this means is can be shown working live. So you need to be able to record a video with this product and show that the product works and show how it works. So this could be a makeup product. This could be, a blush, a facial cream, something that people can see visual results with and see how the product works in a 30-second video or less. And that's what's going to make them impulse buy it. The next is results timeline. So I know I've been a little bit contradictory. I've been talking about the GLP-1 patches this whole video. Those take probably 30 to 60 days to start seeing results. Okay? Now, that's not ideal. It's hard to market a product and it's hard to sell a product that you can't genuinely deliver results for in a video. And so if you guys are just starting out, I'm going to tell you, sell a product that has quick results. Okay? Now, a good example of that is this product that I ran in September that I did a case study on, and they are these magnetic eyelashes. So what these are is they are fake eyelashes, but they're magnetic, they're reusable, and they have like a clip clamp to them, all that good stuff. And I can show how this product works, and I can show the before and after result with no cuts, no timeline jumps in 30 seconds. So that makes it a good product because it has a wow factor. It's a new product. I can use the product in a demo video, as well as it has a result timeline, large pool of females who use fake eyelashes, and it's also problem solving because this product solves the problem of people that are buying fake eyelashes every single week, as well as they're having to use unhealthy glues and liners and potentially, catch viruses and get bacteria in their eyes. It's a product that matches all these things. And if you can find that, you're good. Okay, so now we're done with products. I know that was long, but I promise you it's worth it, and that's knowledge you guys really want to know. So next is deals and marketing. This is what I like to call the Walmart method. If you guys are familiar with it, Walmart does this exactly the same way on their website and in stores and on shelves, and it's pretty interesting. So let's say right now I'm selling my product for $20, okay? And this is what's giving me the best profit margin. So instead of chopping it down a few percent for Black Friday and selling it for $15 or $17, it's just not a big enough sale and there's not enough wow factor in this. So what I usually do if I have a store that's already running is I'll raise the product price to $40. And then for Black Friday, I'm going to cut it down to $19.99. Looks prettier, okay? So now we're still getting practically the exact same profit margin, except minus 1 cent. You could even make it 20 if you wanted. So same amount of money, same amount of profit, except the customers now are getting 1/2 of the price. So it makes them feel like you're giving a better deal, and they weren't able to see what it was for sale for before. So how are they supposed to know that you raised the price and basically price gouging to get a better deal for both you and the customer? That's how you want to market your product. And obviously you want to make sure you're having banners, upsells, free shipping is very important. Honestly, you guys don't realize how important free shipping is for Black Friday. So many stores, you'll buy something, you'll be excited about it, you're ready to impulse purchase it, and then you realize there's a $10, $15 shipping charge. And people will revert from that. People will walk away from the store, even if they're already getting a good deal. So you need to have free shipping because it's going to make it feel like the sale is even better. It's going to make it feel like, they're able to impulse purchase. It's going to make it feel like they can, confidently impulse purchase your product. There's no hidden fees, no hidden costs. Just important for Black Friday specifically. Upsells, basically what this means is complimentary products. You guys can give products away for free. One thing I absolutely love to do is to do bundles. So I could pop up a screenshot of what my store looked like here a little bit ago. And as you can see, I was giving away a couple products for free with the main one. So I just raised the prices to match what I was paying for all of them. And then I just added them in as free gifts, even though I was paying for them. And, it brings a lot more perceived value to a customer. Now, when you're pricing your product, especially for your Black Friday sale, it's going to be really big on perceived value. So what I always like to do for perceived value is you have to ask around. A lot of people look at competitors. A lot of people look at Amazon and AliExpress and try to price their product based on what that is. But that's not the right way to do it, because you want to price your product, especially if you're just starting, at what it's really worth to the customer. So if I ask you guys and say, look, I'm going to sell this tea, the same one I showed you earlier. It tastes good. It's nice and cold. How much would you pay for it? Probably $2, $3, okay? Amazon might be selling this product for $5 because there's shipping and all that involved. So you can't base it off that. What I usually do is when I'm finding a product, I'll go to 2 or 3 people. I'll go to a couple friends. I'll go to family members, anybody who the product could be used for. And then you just ask them for an unbiased opinion. Say, hey, look, how much did you pay for this product? And take a median of about 3 to 4 people. And that's going to give you a price that people will actually pay for that product, as long as you're not asking someone who's a multimillionaire. They're going to tell you something higher probably, but average people, average American consumers, they're going to give you a great price on the product that you can use. So complementary products is very good. And then obviously suppliers. This is all stuff that I want to figure out before Black Friday, because if you guys are planning to supply through AliExpress, this is something that's a big no-no in the e-commerce space. Everybody that I've ever known that's done millions of dollars in e-commerce has an AliExpress horror story, okay? I've had AliExpress horror stories. I've lost 50 grand from AliExpress before. One of my friends, Jared, he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you haven't had issues with AliExpress yet, I promise one day you will. So make sure you guys are using a great supplier, okay? So I'm not sponsored by anybody. You can use Zendrop. AliExpress, on the other hand, you got no idea who's selling you the product. It's just listed on a website. And they're in China. There's nothing that's going to happen to them. No repercussions if they just send out fake tracking numbers like they did for me. So make sure you guys work with a good supplier. You have a good product. It matches all this other criteria. And if you guys can execute all of this and build a good store, I have a couple store building videos on my YouTube channel that you guys can watch and get inspiration from. I also have product research videos. But like I said before, my live event is going to take all of this information and help you guys strategically put it together, because I'm actually going to do it live. So I'm going to find the product. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to build the store and make some money, as well as pick one of you guys to do it for you. And so I'd recommend going to that. It's going to be a lot of value, and it's going to be the last thing I do before Black Friday to give you guys this value. But on the other hand, this is information you guys can totally take and use for yourself. It is valuable and it does work. If you have any questions and just want a little bit of help, you can put a comment in the description. I respond to pretty much everybody. I also respond to my Instagram DMs, but I wish you guys the best of luck with your businesses. I wish you guys, the best, most profitable Black Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.